Warning, the following contains depictions of adult themes, drug use, and wanton violence, sometimes flat-out war crimes. Listener discretion is advised. This is Starforged, Stones of Fortune. Starring Carlos as Solrock, the Seer, Ramses as Merrick, the Unseen, Jose as Jimmy Rings, and Luke as Spike. And I am your guide, your host, your editor, and all those other things, Redstone, also known as Adam in these recordings. So when last we left off, you had you guys had taken down you had taken out a vault, and not just the vault, but also the station that was orbiting the vault and the planet that was around it. And that was a place that was manufacturing, transforming like mechs to like snub-nosed fighters. You guys had blown that up. You guys had grabbed one. You had grabbed two of the ones that were manufactured by humans, and one that was an Ascendant vehicle, which responded to Spike. And then you guys went back to Mr. E's to like start getting some stuff worked on the ship. I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it the... was it stealth? Was it...
What are we talking about?
What did you guys buy for the... You guys got some upgrades going on for your ship.
I think you had said like you made it like a TARDIS.
I put up missile power.
Oh!
And I upgraded my stealth to upgrade the stealth on the stealth the ship out.
That's what it was. The interior refit as well as the stealth module. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are back in Mr. E's. That's getting installed. That's going to take a little while. You all have individual like smaller ships that aren't really. Normally they're not hyperspace capable, though sometimes they are. You guys haven't really messed around with them enough to find out yet if they are. But while you're at Mr. E's, because you guys know, like, people come and they go, you guys see Daria Khan, the spy kind of guy that had interrogated you last session. He was asking you about Aram Terran, and you guys gave him a little bit of info. You passed his information on to Mr. E, and he actually shows up out at the bodega a few days after you guys get back from blowing shit up over in Covenant space. While you guys are that was like 2 days after you got there. I don't know if you want to talk to him at all, but yeah, he's happy to chat with you guys if you want. Otherwise, I could tell you about a mysterious figure who shows up right after him.
What's up? See what it thinks, because we kind of kept quiet last time.
I caught some of what you said, Ram. What was the rest of that?
Just to check in with him, because last time we were pretty secretive.
Oh, yeah. So, he's actually really happy to see you guys yet again. He's very thankful that you pass along his information because he's now been invited to the bodega. He caught a ride with a small ship that he found out, like, Mr. E sent out for him. So he's come to the bodega with a small crew, and he's actually about to go on a mission for Mr. E. Or basically, a job popped up, and it seems like something that it's appropriate for someone like Daria Khan, who's like he's like a detective for that consortium of enlightened worlds, that anarchist like collection of planets out in the disputed territories. He's connected with Mr. E, and Mr. E is sending him, you hear, he's heading into Promethean space to go investigate some stuff. Along with him on that ship who's docked is a person who you don't actually see much of while Khan is at the bodega. They are completely covered in like initially you think it's a black robe, but when you get a little bit more in the brighter light, which there's not a whole lot of bright light in the bodega because it's kind of poorly lit on purpose with all the little alcoves, and but it's actually a dark purple robe with like a big hood that covers their face. You actually never see this person really more than just a second or two, or they're like heading to the bathroom or something, but you get no chance to interact with them till after that ship leaves, and that leaves that person behind.
Go left. That's unlucky.
But so after that ship leaves, it's actually just like not too long. Like, you actually notice the crew leaving. Khan actually is like, hey, like, hopefully, maybe I'll see you guys. Hopefully we'll be back quick enough we'll see you before your ship's all fixed up. And they head out, and like literally once that whole group leaves and like goes up into the goes up the stairs to go to the parking lot where all the ships are, they take off their hood, and they are completely bald, very white skin, lots of kind of purple. You're not sure if they're makeup, some sort of tribal paint, if they're tattoos, but it's a very vibrant purple, and you can't tell. There's no facial hair. They're also very thin. That's just what you see. So they're actually sitting up at the bar, where Mr. E's got that, like, the grill, the grill of the bar and grill, and like the bar. They're sitting up there, and happen to have their back to your guys' group where you guys hang out.
Alright, which one are you shaving your balls in the restroom sink? What's gonna happen if they actually fucking shit?
Oh,
It's almost like the things I got on my jeans.
is that an insult to me and Carlos?
That's really cool, because yeah, George with some beautiful beards over here.
Yeah, man, come on. You don't look like Uncle Iron. Alright?
Yo, Adam, so who are these guys? Not there yet. Yeah, so who are they?
My bad, Adam. Can you fill me in
So
real quick?
We're just
So you guys come. So they came in on the ship that Darren Khan was brought to meet Mr. E on. So basically, Mr. E called up some people he knew, had them pick up. What was that?
So these guys got left behind, or they're just chilling at the bar?
this person is, yes, they purposely stayed behind. I mean, like, they literally sat at the bar watching that group leave, and as soon as, like, the door shut behind them, they pulled their hood back, finally.
I go over and say, what's up? But, like, like, what's up, like, what's up? Like, I don't know, y'all.
Yeah. So as you get up, it's really hard for you to tell. Like, they seem kind of possibly feminine with the facial features as you get close. It's just they're very.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good. They're just very thin. The markings go all the way over their face and down their neck, but that's all you can see of them. And yeah, you're like, hey, what's up? They're like, and this, greetings. Oh, what was? God damn it! 1 second. Greetings, Chiron, right? Yeah, aren't you? Sorry, I'm just getting this weird image. I'm seeing a green dragon wrapped around you.
Me?
Wait, isn't this Merrick?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's around. They're it's the same as the creature you've been dreaming of. I'm just like, they're trying to describe the creature you've been dreaming of.
Oh, Shenron.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was lost for a second. I was like, what are you talking about?
You thought for examples.
Okay. Yeah, that's me. I got a standing help solidify.
Yeah. So they go,
Yeah.
Oh, it's you're one of the people I've come here to meet.
Talking about Merrick?
Yeah.
You like, how you want Merrick?
You want to be me? Okay. I'm with it. I mean, hey, I'm a social person.
Yeah, I have had visions of you and 3 others. And I've, I don't know, I felt compelled to come, to find you and, aid you in what way I can. I'm not very powerful by any means, but I keep seeing it's definitely your face, and I see this green dragon with like yellow scales, and it's long and it wraps around you, and it makes you like combine into one, and it makes you stronger. And the same thing happens with like 3 others, and something else. There's something else beyond that, but I haven't figured out what it is yet. So I've come to look for you and see if I can find you. And it appears I found at least you. Do you? I don't know any names because the visions are they're just visual. But I'm also looking for someone they remind me of like it's a black bird. It's like a raven, but I think the actual feathers are different. There was a leopard who also had like these iridescent spots, and an ancient creature, a creature of gigantic strength. Like I don't know. It's some sort of. I think it was from like old Earth. Some sort of like king of the lizards. But those. I'm trying to find these. I don't know if I understand I'm describing animals and I'm asking you about people, but if these animals elicit anything in you, I'm looking for those folks as well.
All right. So real quick, can you remind us about the spirit animals? I totally forgot about that whole situation.
Yeah, I don't remember what I chose.
So Spike chose a raven. Sorlock picked a leopard with iridescent spots.
Oh, that was you.
There was a T-Rex for Jimmy Rings, and then
Yeah.
initially it was a pit bull.
What was it, what?
I was like, who the fuck was that?
Initially it was a pit bull for Merrick.
Oh, should we put the dinosaur hat on?
So, I was getting ample videos.
That's kind of She's adorable.
Okay. I asked her, like, where have you seen us before? Or where have you seen these before?
She turns and sees you and is like, "Oh, it's the leopard. I've been seeing you in my dreams, and when I go into trances, when I search for the future, because I've been seeing some terrible things coming, and it keeps being the images of these four that are, whenever I look for whatever hope there is to stop this great evil coming, those are what I see." And then as they're turning more, they see, I'm assuming also like Spike's out and Jimmy Rings is out, and she like points at you and is like, "Oh, it's all four of you. Oh, finally, and you're all together already. That's amazing."
Word. Okay.
This is interesting.
I must tell you, I on occasion have been blessed by the presence to see into the future. I have very little ability otherwise, but I have these dreams that tell me things, and I have some ability to use other implements. They pull out this giant deck of cards, and they go, I can sometimes tell a bit of about a person, about their past, their present, and their future by pulling these cards. I would be happy to do that for you if you're willing, if you're curious. Otherwise, I don't mean to bother you. I have some things that I feel like might need to be passed along.
I'm game. Past, present, future. Let's do it.
All right. So for Merrick, you get the three cards: the Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups or cans.
That's what I get.
Those are the three cards you pull that she pulled for you.
What do they
And
do?
when she pulls that Seven of Wands, that first card, I need to actually look at them real quick because I just set them. Boop. Where's the damn thing? So yours was that last image I sent. So there's that really bright one, and it's got those seven wands, and the person's kind of like pulled back with them and tied up, and they're like, for you, your past. Well, I mean, to be honest, it's quite obvious. You struggled just to survive. Like your past is full of hardship. And then they flip over, and it's like, so what your present is, and they flip over the guillotine, and they just kind of laugh, and they go, I see you on kind of, I guess, like a crusade to destroy. I mean, the guillotine is dates back to before we even stretched to the stars, when we were first dominated by the wretched monarchs and were forced down. Eventually, this was one of the first ways we rose up and destroyed them. And it seems as if that is your current path. Which, I mean, good on you if that's what you're doing. Yeah, fight the power, man. But this, and then what was that?
Well, I just said absolutely.
Yep. And then they flip over that third card, the 5 of, and it's got those cans. And they go, well, what I see here is, so the number 5, the way, and especially the way those cans are set up, they remind me of like the pentagram, the 5 elements, and to me, what I see, and the 5 elements as I'm like, not the elemental table, clearly, but like the forces of the primal forces of nature, of which we have earth, air, fire, water, and then the human element, the spirit, the soul, our will, whatever it be. And what I see in that last card is at some point, the other 4, earth, air, fire, and water, they will fail, and that last can is being filled by blood, by the self. And this is a card that in the future there will come a time where you may have to sacrifice greatly for whatever. I'm not sure if it's the greater good, if it's for your own benefit, but a great sacrifice is coming for you.
Sure. Okay, ready.
Yeah.
Different people to sacrifice, so don't have.
Hey.
They're gonna have abundant resources. And then we got somebody cryo sleeping in the back that just might not wake up again.
No, no.
Yeah, no. It'll last you.
Wait,
Something is scraping really loud right next to the phone. It's hard to hear you guys.
It was Carlos scraping the key
The
frame.
mic is on the phone.
Yo, is this the mic?
Oh,
That's the mic.
This is the mic. This is the mic.
I'm just like, I heard you guys talking, but I couldn't hear a thing you said. So,
Yeah, it's just soul rock. Feeling more of my weed.
so does anyone else want to go? Or I mean, I can put these cards away. It's all I have to give you.
Give me mine. Or no, you know what? Do Carlos. So what do they do? They give me powers, those cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh,
That's great.
which is pretty cool. I like this.
I think we're all gonna want to turn at us.
Cool. I mean, and to be honest, I literally I pulled these cards at random. I just decided, I was like, okay, I'm pulling for Soul Rock now. And that's what I drew, like, literally. So that's why I'm like, I'm telling you who is who, because that is who I drew it for. But we're doing Soul Rock next?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, so they pull out, so it's the 3 cards. The first card is that lightning in a bottle, but reversed. So it's the third picture in the order I sent it, at least. And they go, oh, you... Everything went poorly for you as well. So this card normally, when right side up, is lightning in a bottle. It's when everything just comes together in that perfect way. And reversed, it kind of means it's when everything... Maybe things were going well, but it clearly in your past, things just fell the fuck apart. Whether it was of your own doing or not, I'm not sure. It just... Yeah, it looks like things went bad. And then they flip over to the next card, which is the Lovers, but it's... if any of you can't see it, it's a black and white kind of card where there's 2 people, one of which is on top of the ground, and the other is a skeleton in the earth. And they go, for some reason, I don't think this is actually... The Lover's card isn't always mean that it's like a love romantic relationship. I think this is someone who cared for you, and I think you cared back, they died. I mean, they died. I mean, it's and I think it still haunts you. I think it's still, their presence still lingers about you.
Damn.
And then when they flip over the third card, it's what is that one? The Seven of Cups or Cans. There are, if you can't see the image, it's 8 cans that have mushrooms growing out of them, and there's like an empty word bubble or something above it. And she's like, "Oh, insight. This is those mushrooms. Something about this card, the mushrooms. Something about the fungus. That is the fungus, and this, like, an insight is coming. I would say if I don't know, something important is going to happen with a mushroom or something like it soon, or coming soon for you. Lean into that. If you get something about spores and fungus, it maybe seems scary, but lean into that.
Understood.
Who wants to be next?
You live.
All right. I guess Jimmy Rings kind of like pushes Spike forward. He's like, all right. And the first card, so this is the second image I sent. It's also the one that's like oriented wrong because I'm awesome at taking photos. That first image, the Wild Hunt. It's the bright colored one. There's like somebody in a mask and some bright colored clothes being followed by a couple others. There's masks, there's makeup. But they go, the Wild Hunt. So this particular card is this represents the Demon Parade. Representing your past. It seems as if possibly you were on the road to hell. Yet another bad past. It seems. But you well, let's see what the now card is. And they flip over. The Ace of Cups. And this is like a the card looks like just a chalice. There's no words on it. There's just a single, rather simple cup with like waves coming out of the top. They're like, this is that you are born anew. You have been cleansed of some things, and you are changed. You're very different than you once were. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's the newness that is fresh. It seems, I think it fits you more, especially given that past card of the Road to Hell, the Wild Hunt. And they flip over the future card. It's the Queen of Bombs. You are if you see on the image, this is the actual card itself is kind of foil. The bombs that are flying in the background are actually quite shiny and bright. I don't think you can actually read that card. There's a woman, it looks like it's from the 1950s. She has like a radioactive symbol over her face, almost in a skeleton way. But she's doing domestic things, and the person with the coverings of their face, they tell you, like, I don't know, that kind of reminds me of me a little bit. But what I'm reading here is that you will be in kind of a caregiving role, like you will have to protect others, but in a way that is not. It's you will fight them fiercely, and your enemies will fucking be destroyed in front of you. You you will destroy them all with your strength and your weaponry.
Nice. Upgrading the ship then. Oh, yeah.
And then you what I see you as this Tyrannosaurus Rex, as this great and powerful beast, but what is your name?
Jimmy Rings.
Ah, Jimmy, it is a pleasure to meet you. Alright, so they flip over that first card, and this is the first image that I sent. It's that 8 of Pentacles, but the image under the Pentacles is a foot in a meat grinder. You look, I think the meat grinder is apt here. I'm seeing that you were one of, you were raised just to be cannon fodder. You were raised to be nothing but just cheap meat to be ground up and discarded. They didn't care. They didn't care about you. You were just disposable. But what about now? And they flip over. Oh, this is the white candle. The candle here. The candle is a strange card, and they flip it over and they show you that the backside is actually reversed. It's a black background with a white candle and a white flame. But like this one, so it depends on how you see it. Some people call it the white candle, some people call it the black candle. Right now, with the white background to the black candle, it could be that you've been doing bad things. Let's just put it that way. You have been committing acts, just atrocities, perhaps. I see terrible things have been happening for you recently. Yes, and then they flip over to the final card for you, and it is the, what is this called? Oh, the Thing Among Reflections. Ooh, this card can mean a lot of things. Sometimes it means that somebody, they look into themselves and they find that inner whatever it is, and they face it, and they, they can become stronger in the future. They can grow as a person. Sometimes that's what that means. Other times, it can be that, I don't know, for me, the way I'm reading this is that I'm worried that there's a reflection of yourself, something similar to you that you have somehow created is going to come back. That you are going to have to face this thing of which is of somehow your creation or your doing. It is coming, and it is not going to stop until it finds you, no matter where you go, because it is somehow tied to you. It is part of you, and until one of you is destroyed, the hunt will continue. So beware, I guess. That sounds really bad, just to be honest. I'm sorry. Like, they kind of like snap out of a trance. Like, oh shit, man, I'm sorry. Like, I just kind of got it. Yeah, that's scary. I don't know. I have one last thing now that I've seen all of the cards. You are currently on. Basically, there's a task at hand that you don't realize you're doing, and that you're halfway there. And once you have all of the pieces will fit together. They will combine into something even more powerful, something stronger than anything else you've seen, and it will give you the strength to prevail when you need to. but you're only half. We only have half of the parts. I don't know what that means even. I just know that it's halfway done, and then once that happens, you'll be able to take on challenges that. Well, you'll be able to take on the darkness that's coming. The darkness that threatens to, I think, destroy the Forge as a whole. This whole galaxy may depend on the four of you somehow.
And the galaxy is fucked.
There's too much pressure. Protect the choke.
We got this. We got this.
They're watching you as they like with the first thing Spike says, and they just pull out a big old blunt and just light it up there. Hey, Aram, I need something strong. Get it and keep it coming. Keep it coming. And they seem kind of almost deflated now that they've kind of turned from you. Like, they're just like, that seemed to take a lot out of them. They look very tired now. And now they're clearly going to get smashed. But kind of like turn away from you in a little bit of disgust and despair.
Understandable.
But at Jimmy Rings is like, nah, we got this. They turn back and give Jimmy a look and is like, and kind of nod, like knowingly and like approvingly, like, yeah, that's the right attitude.
But not the right answer. Word up.
Yeah. To be honest, they kind of ignore you for the rest of that evening. They just proceed to get smashed and then just pass out in a booth.
Word up.
Serious.
So then, about a week later, and so after that night, the person disappears. So you don't see them after that, at all. They just they're just gone. You didn't notice any ships showed up, but maybe somebody showed up in the night or something, like while you guys were all passed out. But that person disappears. You realize you never got their name. Yeah, they just seem to be gone. Like, but the next day they're gone. There's a small crew still working out on your ship. Aram comes to let you know it's gonna be at least a full. It's gonna be like, so a lot of time in the Forge. They actually keep it. They call it 10 days, which is a really imaginative name for 10 days in a row. That's it. Instead of a week, they're 10 days.
Fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is, like, especially out here in the Consortium of Enlightened Worlds. I can't believe that's their fucking name. That was a random roll. Out here, they basically nobody works more than 5 days out of the 10-day. So it's some people work the first 5 of the 10. Some people work the last 5. Some people work every other one. They just call it evens or odds. People only have to work half the time, especially just
how
because.
How does a month work?
A month is 3 10 days.
But still 30.
How long is a year?
A full cycle. So there's also some high holidays that happen during the year. It's every 3. Wait, was it 3 months? It's every 4 months. There's a high holy day that everybody takes off. That's just like a special day. So it ends up being that there are 365 days out of in a full cycle. They don't call it a year, they just call it a cycle.
And those like 4 days, or those days out of those 4 months. are not a part of the calendar at all?
I mean, they are, but they're not part of the 10-day week because everyone gets it off. It's just like a celebration day.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone that was like an Earth scholar, they'd realize that like, oh, this is all based off of like the Earth calendar, and that there'd be like the equinoxes and the solstices. The times where the days would be completely equal, and then the days where they'd be like the most extreme, like the longest day of the year and the longest night of the year. And those are usually, you know,
We're still
on
at
those
Mr. E's,
4
right?
quarters. What was that?
We're still at Mr. E's, right?
You are at Mr. E's, yeah.
It's like a planet.
It's a vault.
It's a vault that seems to be in its own pocket universe. As far as that's what you got. That's literally what you said last session.
Yeah, okay. But like, nah, never mind. I'll stay there.
Oh no, it's so, and actually, so after a little while goes by. Oh, so after a 10-day goes by, though. What's his Darum Khan shows back up. He is messed up. Like the you hear that the ship that they came in, like it didn't like normally you don't really hear ships landing or anything. Like you figure out people are here because they come in, but you hear like a nasty racket, and then when a ship like it doesn't so much as land as kind of crash. And everyone can hear that. People rush out. You go up to the parking lot, basically, and there is just a couple people coming out of the ship. They're still kind of smoking. They seem to have the very back end of their starship seems to have been like sheared off, like. They came through one of those gateways back out of hyperspace with barely enough juice to, like, make it. And almost got cut in half.
What almost got cut in half? The ship? It just crashed?
This ship? Yeah. Yup.
Okay. God damn.
All right. What's up? What's going on?
It's the homie coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's too serious.
So there's like a couple crew members come out and they start talking with like kind of the repair folks, the people that like work on your ship and whatnot. They're they come out and they're starting to look at that, and everyone's just shaking their heads like I don't know. I think that's, you know, it'd be like if your car pulled up into a parking lot and then the engine just fell out of the car onto the cement, and like, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
It's supposed to do that.
Yeah. And Daria Khan basically makes a beeline to Mr. E, and he just starts telling, like, they talk in like hushed tones, but they're still talking like the whole time. They're turning around and going back into the bodega, and they talk for like a couple hours. Like as soon as they start talking, like Khan is pulling out like some tubes of stuff, showing some charts. You guys just can't really see what's going on at the moment, but whatever mission he went on, he seems to have brought back some info. And after a couple hours, Mr. E comes back out and he makes a beeline towards you guys.
Like he's hauling ass to us?
Yeah.
He's like in a rush?
He's not in a rush. He's just like he's obviously walking right at you guys, and he's walking with a purpose. He's not running. He's just like, clearly he's looking at you all. Oh, so I know you guys have a bunch going on right now. I know you've doing a lot of stuff, but I have learned some very interesting information, and I have a proposition for you. I have a mission for you that could take place now while your guys' ship is being repaired, because I have the job requires a special ship that I already have. It's all set up. But it's not... Okay, so you guys... I noticed when you guys came back last time, I noticed you guys did a scan of the vault, of the area around here, and I'm pretty sure you guys have figured out we are not in the universe you guys know about. So,
I knew that.
yeah.
I was told them immediately.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about that is we were outside your space-time, which means if you know very particular kind of coordinates, if you can follow a very particular type of path, you don't have to just go back to exactly the way you came to show up, to leave, to come back to the universe when you left. You can you can arrive at earlier times. And I have found when exactly when and where a discovery gets made. And if you're up to it, I have a plan that would take you guys back in time.
Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
We're intrigued.
Yeah. The thing about it is that it would require that we end up installing an overseer into your ship as a consequence of the mission.
Oh, there you go. Could you remind me what overseers are again, please?
An overseer is an artificial intelligence, which are currently banned by at least 2, if not all 3 of the Triumvirate. But an overseer is basically a module. It'll let you, it does some stuff for you. It monitors stuff for you. You don't always have to be flying you could literally set courses and let it fly itself if you wanted to. It is actually able to communicate with you, so it can plan with you. It's powerful. Actually, let me read the rest of the asset card. Overseer. Your AI module keeps watch over the vehicle systems and sensor data. When you secure an advantage or gain ground by talking through the situation with the overseer, you may roll plus integrity. If you do, take +1 momentum on a hit, which means so you can talk to the computer and it can give you stuff, and the integrity of your ships is at +5 normally. As it gets hurt, it can go down to 0, but it's the hit points of your ship. Then you can upgrade it to when you withstand damage and roll on the miss table, the overseer will do what it can to help. Roll twice on the table and choose either result. So basically you can pick what bad thing happens to some extent. And then the last upgrade is the overseer can pilot the vehicle independently. When you face danger by handing over the control to the AI in an emergency, or to summon the vehicle within a hazardous situation, you may roll plus integrity. If you do, take +1 momentum on a hit. So you can have the ship fly itself with that upgrade.
And you can never hand it over control. But it could speak us.
Yeah. That one.
But yeah,
But it's going to belong to the person that crashed?
No. This is no. The guy who crashed, he brought me information. I asked him to check out basically what will become the Promethean Empire. I found I found the coordinates for when and where a vault will be that will be stumbled upon by what will become the Promethean Empire.
That was my next question. Jose wants to know who the overseer or who the AI is going to belong to.
So it'll belong. I need you guys to just get a copy of it. It'll belong to you. I mean, it depends on how you see things. Some people say artificial intelligences of a certain degree are their own people. So, but I mean, this is going to be. It's my understanding. I think there's an AI in this vault that was built by the Ascendancy, and I just want a copy of it because we need to find out. I need to know more about it, but it'll take time to grow. So you guys would get a fresh copy of this before the Prometheans get a hold of it, and it would stay in your ship and learn how to communicate with us. But yeah, it would be. This is the benefit for me, so I can understand it. But it would be your overseer.
All right, now here's another question. It's could we use the overseer? Like, can Jose put it in his neurochip?
To take it places?
Like, to put it on his person? Because he's basically the Master Chief, though.
Like, what can this overseer integrate into my armor by any chance? Like, you know what, my power suit. How about that?
We'd have to look at. So here's the thing. I don't really. So I'm going to give you guys a device that will do a copy of it. I don't know how complex it is, but likely. I mean, I'm not sure. But it seems like something that we could work on and get that to happen.
And you could call that like part of your augmentation, Jose.
Yeah.
So the physical attribute.
Like a neural.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's part of what happens with Master Chief. It's stronger and shit. Or quicker.
Yeah.
Keynotes process.
Alright, cool. So we'll just have to look into that later?
Yeah, hey, well,
Yeah, you can name that as your current augment.
Oh, okay. I hope so. Yeah, I'm down to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hold on.
What? yeah.
So here's. So let me explain those. So
Say what?
So let me explain the plan, and then if you guys are okay with the plan, then you can accept. But there are certain conditions that I need to explain to you, because if you fail to do them, they could be disastrous for you. So here's the thing: is that I would give you coordinates to. I have a ship that is pretty old, but I have had it. I fixed it up. It is. It's been stored for a good while, and it is basically in pristine condition. And it is from before the Exodus happened. And you guys would be taking this ship back through, like, using hyperspace to come back into the past almost 180 years back, 180 cycles back, when humanity had just gotten to the Forge. You would be in Promethean, what is now Promethean space, and what you would need to do is you would have coordinates directly to exactly when and where you would need to pop out to be at the vault before the discovery happens. I have noticed that two of the snub fighters you have actually have some special features that seems to make them a bit more. They're able to change not just into a humanoid form, but also to, like, kind of. They can change their configuration a bit. I believe we could set it up to where they would look like period ship snub fighters of the time. And two of you could go into the vault, while the other two of you would take this ship to a location very close by and basically start blowing the shit out of stuff as a distraction. Go ahead.
Can we get heated seats too?
Did you say heated seats?
Yes.
That's already coming with the integrated refit.
Perfect.
That's right. All right, cool. What about cooled seats?
Yes. Oh, you need those for going through like the high G maneuvers. Yeah, of course.
And when we're like refueling, it gets hot, bro. Right over some.
Who said I missed rings though? So, can I get a paint job on that fucking suit that I have?
Get a what on your suit?
A paint job.
Oh, paint job. All I heard was something job, and I was like, what? Yeah, actually, no. You've got the ability. Actually, it's. Oh, I've got an idea. They actually on your suit. They've been able to replicate some of what actually. So the two ships that are the transforming ones that you guys have looked over the snub fighters you guys stole, plus the snub fighter that Spike already had when you met him. And you notice that the snub fighter that he already had and the one you guys found in the vault are definitely... They are made by the Ascendancy. They seem to be able to read the thoughts of certain people and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Both of those are able to transform into ships that would look exactly like snub fighters of the period. And those will be able to just sneak into the vault, be able to land, infiltrate the vault, and then you guys can make a copy of the AI and sneak back out before you get caught. The other two, and the skin of those fighters is able to make it not just change its shape, but it also changes colors. And they've taken that a little bit of that technology and been able to apply it to your suit. So you can make the suit basically whatever colors you want. You can just change it kind of at will. You're like, you know what? Blue looks like shit today. I want it red. Boom. It's red suit now.
Could I possibly use it for camouflage? Like, not amazing camouflage, but, you know, like optical illusion.
If you want to use it as like a stealth thing, you could buy that as an asset, and then they could upgrade it for you. But it's like, I mean, not at the moment, because you'd have to be better at that programming than you currently are. Because currently you have like red, blue, like you have a color palette, but you'd need to like have a computer that's like, ooh. Once you are able to get the AI could probably do that shit for you.
All right, cool. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Adam. For now,
Yeah.
I'll be a nice olive drab color.
There you go. But yeah, but the idea here is that we have records that the attack that I'm asking you to pull off has happened. The issue is if you, I don't know, blow up the vault or anything like that, you would drastically change your history, which would mean that if you do that, the path I'm going to give you from hyperspace back here won't be the path to take anymore. And it depends on how you change history, like that path would change. So if you mess stuff up in the past, you won't be able to get back here.
Alright, okay, I see the seriousness now.
So,
Yeah, that's the thing. So, I mean, things could happen, but yeah, you don't let it happen.
Alright, so it's gonna depend mainly on my stealth today.
That would be good. You going in with your stealth, yes. Probably, and to be honest, I think either Spike or Solrock would be the other person to go with you. Just because, well, I mean, Spike seems to have some affinity for these vaults, and maybe his stuff would help you lead you. Solrak's got the power of the presence that could also help you. And to be honest, I think Jimmy Rings is just better to be causing mayhem. Like clearly he would be the wrong person to send on the stealth mission versus the blow 'em up mission. But that's just my own recommendation to keep the timeline from, diverging.
And you hit the nail on the head.
Okay. All right. What was that? I'll name I'll hit the distraction crew. Who's coming with me? Ramses, I'm assuming.
No.
So, Ram's going to the vault.
Yeah.
You're going up. It's a split for me because, the vault, maybe I'm called to some shit,
You want to go.
but I'm, better in the air.
Yeah, straight up. And
For a separate presence.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you two choose your teams.
Man, I'm gonna take pain.
Where do we think?
And we're not supposed to destroy this vault, right?
At all.
No, do not do that. That would be
Well, damn.
disastrous.
Minimal damage. I mean, can we kill people?
Yes. I mean, the attack team needs to kill people. They need to be a big distraction. They're not fighting at the vault. You're going to be in the same system. You're just going to be at a... Literally, they haven't found this vault yet. It hasn't actually, popped up on their radar because it's... When you guys show up, it'll be just as it actually, starts appearing to the universe to them. They won't have found it yet. So you guys have... You have a few hour window, and the idea is that you guys, the other team, will take a period ship to the star station that's very close and start wreaking havoc. And they won't recognize you at first because that ship is actually from the period. It's registered, they think it's friendly. So you guys can easily dock and start blowing stuff up. The records are not very clear on what happened. We just know the attack definitely happened. And then after the attack, during the aftermath, they eventually found this vault. So it's my... I think I sent you here, I think this is already worked out, but I'm not sure. This is my understanding is, I think you've already done this before. All you have to do is go do it.
Yeah, I think I'm drawn to the vault. So I would push you over Ram's team.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Luke because I feel like he won't help. Carlos can definitely help with Nas, help Jose. Very defensive, so okay. Last over. You still got the lightsaber too.
And don't you have the change the outcome of a roll? Did you upgrade your shit that much with that kinetic?
Yeah, that one's already been there. I think when we got time, I want to talk. Before we go on missions, I definitely want to talk about 2 upgrades I want to get.
Oh, sweet.
How much do we know about the vault?
The vault that we're going to?
Yeah.
The only thing that they really know much about is that it contains this AI that was found there. They're not sure. Mr. E doesn't know how or where it is. This vault is very much, even though it was found 180 years ago, it's one of the deep secrets of the Prometheans. So, unless you're part of, the upper echelons of, Promethean government, nobody knows anything. This was a secret that people almost died for. I mean, that's why that ship's a smoking wreck outside. Is they barely made it back alive.
Alright. You're going on with Ram?
Yep.
Perfect.
So what were the teams? Who decided to go with who?
Ram and Luke, and me and Jose.
Cool.
Oh, man.
Alrighty.
No. Oh, my cloak. What's it called? I think it's just cloak of invisibility.
It's just cloak of invisibility.
That was like a special spell.
Brand looking Star's words at one point.
It was more than a spell. It was a gift from Jack.
Alrighty, so Mr. E, once you guys are prepped and ready to go, he shows. This.
Right?
What was that?
Did we restock on missiles and bullets?
Oh.
Well, this isn't our ship. So
Our ship.
Oh,
So he stocked us up, right?
Yes. So you guys are the ship you guys are borrowing is actually pretty badass. So one of the things you got to remember is that when humanity came to the Forge, it lost a bunch of knowledge. Like not everything made it over with all of its understanding. A lot of like the medical knowledge we have is only passed through the menders. There's a lot of stuff that was like kind of kept secret and then lost. So like the ship you guys are getting is actually one of the nicest ships that's ever been in the Forge. Just because one, it's fairly new compared to a lot of the parts that you guys use now, and it's still got a lot of that old Galaxy technology on it. So yeah, it's got stealth tech on it. It's got a whole missile array. It's got heavy cannons. I mean, this is a warship of what will become the Prometheans. Just before that, like it's just they're the proto group. But yeah, and you guys are. He actually shows you what he's learned about the two Ascendancy snub fighters. He shows you actually. So he finds there's a little headset that they've designed. It's more like just a ring that goes over your forehead, and it allows you to manipulate. Basically, you can just think, and it'll do what it is you want. It's a lot easier flying. They found that that'll change the layout, like the physical, like you can actually change some of the aesthetics of what the ship looks like. And he shows you basically like, here's what your ship needs to look like. He shows you a bunch of images. You're able to concentrate. You practice until it transforms into the ship you need it to be. And it's set. And you guys can change it back now if you want, because you know how. But for now, it's locked into a really sporty looking old style that those ships, like you've seen images of them, but you've never seen, like, it looks like a nicer ship than you're used to. Ooh, think the Naboo little fighters, those shiny ships.
Okay.
Versus like the ships you guys have been flying were more like Battlestar Galactica, like a light gray. They're very much like, this is a ship, here are the wings. The ships you guys are flying now are like, ooh, these are pretty. These look like futuristic in a way that like you guys don't like. Your guys' future is more like everything gets worse. This is like, wow, this shit is cool.
so like moving from like a 92 Toyota Camry to like a fucking Corvette or something like that?
Yes, that is a great analogy.
These are
In both ways. In both from the ship you'll be flying out there. So you're upgrading from the Nimbus just for this particular mission. But yeah, so this is basically an expendable ship too. So the idea is like all you got to do is take that ship there, drop your friends off at the vault, which the space station doesn't know about yet. Then you just head straight to the vault and go wreak havoc. And if worse comes to worse, you can jump into. You've got your transforming fighters. You could also possibly leave the ship Honestly, you could get in the stealth fighters. You could land on the space station and transform into the mechs and just start wrecking through the space station. You have a lot of options on what you can do. All you got to do is keep them occupied until your friends are like, "Hey, we're good to go." Mystery is like, "I think you can either take this ship back, or I think you might find something that would be just as good to leave in." I have a feeling that'll be how things work out.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
So I can't blow up the vault, right?
Do not blow up the vault.
Can I blow up the space station, maybe?
There needs to be some survivors, because the survivors are what find the vault, like,
Hear that, Jose?
in a few days.
Some survivors.
People must live.
Okay, and it's like what is it, like a science state, like a what do you call it? Like a discovery station or some shit?
They're actually pretty sure this is just a habitat. So this was not looking for the vault. So the vaults have a tendency to, like, they're not always tethered to our space and time. So they'll just disappear and show up someplace else. This vault has literally, when you guys arrive, it will have just shown up, and these people will find it later. You just need to distract them from noticing that it's appearing by attacking them. You do not have to kill them all. You should not kill them all. You should just keep them occupied. But it is like a thriving space station. Do remember this is... what is the population? Let us find out real quick. I'm just using the random table. Settlement. Population. Hundreds of people.
Okay. Alright. Yeah.
There will likely be automated defenses, though, the likes of which you haven't really seen before.
There's automated defenses?
Like, if you start, because you'll be able to start attacking them without them realizing it, because you are registered as one of their ships. But once you start shooting, they're gonna, like, notice something's wrong, and that'll be when things activate. So just be prepared for that. Just don't die.
Sounds about right.
Alright. Cool. Alright, so we going up? Are we going? Or is that what we're readying up for?
Yeah, we're about ready.
Did Carlos get all his everything?
I guess let's get weaponry. Because we need to cause a lot of distraction. So it's
Well, I mean, like, I'm the weapons master, so I just got what I need, right? Adam,
Yeah.
Like, at all times?
Yes.
Yeah. Just me personally, like, I have whatever the fuck I need to do, whatever I need to do.
Yep. Yeah, anytime you're like, oh man, I need a bigger gun, you've got a bigger gun.
Alright, cool. And I'm going in my mech suit. I don't want to use or I'm going in my
place on.
the for whatever the big ass suit that I have. It's not my body armor.
Oh,
Yeah.
the fighter that changes.
No, yeah. I got like a, what is it, Adam? Is it like
exosuit?
Yeah, the exosuit. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going in that.
Also, double power.
Cool.
I know you said I could go in the mech suit and that thing, but
The mech suit, yeah, it packs down like Iron Man suit. So like you can be in your other one, and then if you need to pop out, you still got the exosuit.
All right, go.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that. The whole point is to not be. Yeah, because like if you give me that mech suit, Adam, I'm gonna like fly through the fucking space station. So yeah, I'm gonna just go in my exosuit. But I'm because you said it like changes form, right?
Yes.
All right, so
Well,
I'll just be like
the The exosuit doesn't change form. That's just like an Iron Man suit. It was the snub fighter that transforms into a big mech suit.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'm just going in my exosuit. Sorry. So.
Okay.
So you're armored in your exosuit, but not the snub fighter.
I'm not going in the snub fighter.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want anything else.
Okay. Will you, which I mean, like, there's also guns on the ship. There's all sort of, like, you guys got lots of options.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
exactly.
we only give you a pistol too.
No. Don't put a leash on. I want to have
All right. So, you guys board the Eris. That's the name of this ship that he has all prepped and ready for you. You've got the snub fighters are already loaded up for whoever wanted to take theirs. And you guys are all set to go. You load up. What was that?
So I think I still had 4 experience to use.
Oh, yeah. You wanted to level up, yeah.
So basically, how much would it cost to max out on kinetic?
You've already. I thought you would you've already upgraded it once, didn't you?
Yeah.
So then just 2 more.
Alright, so definitely that one.
Cool.
Man, I want a Banshee at some point.
Ooh. I mean, if you wanted one now, I'm sure you guys were at Mr. E's for a couple weeks waiting for this to happen, so one probably came by.
Right on.
A Banshee?
Yeah.
What's a banshee?
A
What does that
banshee?
even do?
Like the fucking old mythological creature? A banshee?
It's a different. It's more like it's a companion.
Oh, okay.
The banshee, your banshee companion, accompanies you on planetside missions using its echolocation to help guide the way. When you ride your banshee as you undertake an expedition or set a course, you may roll its health.
Can we borrow your Banshee?
Can we say it's like Carlos's little,
Like Negan?
no, what's its spirit animal?
Yeah,
Like
man, what's it
that.
look like? What's it gotta look like?
He honed his connection with
there's-
the presence,
there's
and
a
now
glow
we can see it.
Yeah. See that shit?
Yeah.
What's a Glowcat?
The Glowcat companion perceives every emotion and took the people. That's how it goes in first. And there's a
I think the banshee could just be like the big kind of cat thing. It's like a cougar, but it's just, it's something that he could ride, and it has that echolocation still.
Wait, it's already full grown?
Oh, maybe your punch. Because you can ride it. That's the whole thing. You can.
Okay.
The first ability is when you ride your banshee as you undertake an expedition or set a course, you may roll plus its health.
Does it have wings?
It doesn't mention anything about flying, weirdly enough. Why does it not? It sounds like it should fly, right?
Right.
Would you close? There we go.
So,
Let's roll plus its tail.
yeah. Wow. This is tough.
Boring. The health is 4 on the
There's
banshee, right?
numbers on like the card.
Oh, 4.
Well, for
Nice.
Hmm.
Pretty sick. Glowcat's badass too.
So I guess what you're looking for a companion? You want it to? Are you looking for something to ride that flies, or do you just want a flying companion?
Is there like a big difference between, well, Yeah, because I see the Void Glider, but that one's like more of a group expedition type. Basically, something I can take planet side.
So there's like, I mean, a lot of the other, there's the Sprite, but it's like a little tiny thing that can also, you can send it to, when you make a move, by sending it to perform trickery, such as to create a distraction, blah, blah, add plus its health. You are attuned to its spirit's crystalline structure. You can communicate with it at a distance and perceive through its senses. And it can also mend itself. Let's see, what else we got?
Nah. Give me that big ass cat.
The what?
The big cat.
Big cat. Oh! Yeah, let's do the Banshee as a big cat. Yeah, but it's got those like shiny iridescent spots too.
We're gonna We're gonna upgrade the powers. Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be some gene therapy on this thing.
And max out haunted.
So,
Kinetic.
so the Sprite. That Sprite, you know?
Cool.
Bible. Also, alchemy. At some point,
What was that, Adam?
This week's episode featured music by Tabletop Audio.